Y'all feel it?
A message to all you pseudo spitters. The sound is cool, but the trend I see is the truth is missing. I feel the flow is stupid. You claim that the music's different. I guess it's all opinion, depending on who was listening.
What's the word, y'all? This is KTR _ Know the Ropes podcast, and we are live and direct on an unnatural day for us today. It's not another day on Tuesday, but this is our new thing for y'all. See, we're gonna give you a little insight real quick. See, we got this little partnership, a little thing with Ramblin Sports. You follow them at and Gamblin on Twitter. Make sure y'all go check in with them. They cover all the major sport outlets in the game right now. Go check them out as we speak. But they wanted to bring us to the team so we can give us a little bit of wrestling flavor to their style. So we gonna be
yes, sir.
Because we are in it for the money, and if it don't talk about dollars, it don't make sense. So let's get into it. First off, with the weekly recap of Monday Night Raw, we're gonna give you the matches that happened that took place past week. First off, Seth Rollins beat the hell out of Humberto Carrillo. Angelo Dawkins has singles match against Andrade and won. Bianca Belair beat the brakes off of Zelina Vega. Shelton Benjamin beat Apollo Crews, but at the same time, he lost his 24/7 title in a different match because that's not the same match I was thinking about. But we're going to go to another match here. But I was thinking about this title switch is way too much for me to keep up with.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Next up, this is the match. Viking Raiders and Ricochet and Cedric Alexander defeated Akira Tozawa and his ninjas. And one of the ninjas was R-Truth, Mr. Ryan Killings, and he pinned the former 24/7 champion, Akira Tozawa, and won the title for the 38th, 37th time, something like that. But yes, we're going to get into it. A member of the Iconics, Peyton Royce, defeats Liv Morgan. Asuka defeated Bayley, which she earned her title shot at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title against Sasha Banks. And last but not least, I'm sorry, I'm getting my words twisted up. It's a late night, y'all. I apologize. But yeah, anyway, like I said, Randy Orton, our hometown hero, defeats Kevin Owens at the main event match. So, scratching all that out the way, we got into it. We talked about it. What did you think about Monday Night Raw?
Monday Night Raw was good. I think they did real well with building up these storylines leading up to SummerSlam. For me, some of my highlights, shout out to Bianca Belair. As a matter of fact, she had a clean week. We'll talk about it when SmackDown, when we do the SmackDown recap, but she was just on the road the entire week. She's building up well. The Retribution thing is starting to grow on me a little bit just because the numbers is growing. On Monday Night Raw, they definitely made their presence known. We also need to talk about Underground as well. Underground took place on Raw too. And, Shayna Baszler had a great shine this week, taking out 3 women this week. So I think Monday Night Raw doing a real great job on bringing up those storylines. And lastly, I did want to point out with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Although he beat him, he also took out his guy, his mentor, but the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And I mean, his character build as a heel is just becoming more and more prevalent going into his match with Drew McIntyre next week. So Raw did real good this week.
Big Harv, what you got about Monday Night Raw?
I agree. Raw did a lot of things well this week. Still an awful lot of filler for my taste. They do have 3 hours to fill. I agree basically with what J-Bo said, especially with the what are the names, Lord? Yeah. What's your boy's name?
Who we talking about?
Damn, Angelo Dawkins and them, man.
The Street Profits?
The Street Profits.
Yes. Yeah.
Their entire program, including with what they're doing with Bianca Belair, I feel like it's going to be a rare hit for WWE when it comes with adding marriage to the mix, adding spouses, and allowing them to actually compete with each other or in place of each other or, however that goes. I feel like this one is actually going to hit better than what that type of program usually does. Thanks to the charisma entirely of the Street Profits.
Yeah.
I give you that, yeah. And like I said, with me, I thought it was a good show. Better than the previous week. It gets better and better. They're trying to find ways to build their audience, give those people streaming, watching, give those viewers. That's what we're watching for. Viewers, getting that up. Yeah. And like these storylines, they're getting better. We try to build longevity with these storylines because some people lose attention with these storylines and it throws a lot of people off. But that's another story. But like I said, Raw was great. Great ending. Shout out to our hometown hero, Randy Orton, for punching Ric Flair in the head and making him go home and relax and just unwind. Enjoy retirement, Ric Flair. It's okay.
It's okay.
They still paying you. You getting
bread.
He
gave Ric Flair a little extra drip is all.
Yes. Gave that boot drip. But anyway, now we're going into Friday Night Smackdown. Smackdown Live. Are you ready? That's the thing of their theme song. Anyway, we didn't have many matches with Smackdown. There was a lot of interferences, a lot of storylines getting built up. But the matches that did happen in Smackdown were Grand Metalik. He defeated Shinsuke Nakamura, and we saw the return of all three of Lucha House Party when Kalisto came back. Sheamus beat the brakes off of Shorty G, a.k.a. Chad Gable. Called CPS because it looked like they were beating up a child, but that's another story. Okay. Asuka won the triple brand battle royal between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, which earned her the right to go against Bayley for the SmackDown women's title. So Asuka could have the Raw and SmackDown's women's titles and could be double belt Asuka, whatever you want to say, two belt Asuka, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, last but not least, Big E on his new singles run defeated John Morrison with his new finishing move, a submission move. It looked like
that leg lock.
It looked like a new form of the Brock lock, what Brock Lesnar did back in the day. Yeah,
way back.
Shout out to Big E Langston, Big E from the New Day, getting that W. But how did you feel about SmackDown as a whole? Because me personally, I like these storylines that are going down with the hair versus hair thing between Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville to Retribution gaining numbers and jumping everybody, making the announcers run. Samoa Joe wouldn't run, but that's another story. Also with that, Big E getting a shine on the mic and the ring. I like mic work, entertainment, that's my thing. So that's another story. And, Asuka in the women's battle royal, that caught a lot of people off guard. Some people want Liv Morgan to win or wanted Naomi to win, but it's not their time yet. Be patient. Don't rush greatness, all right? Let Asuka get her shine, and maybe y'all other superstars can get their shine too. But anyway,
yeah, let Asuka get her shine 3 years after she ended her win.
Anyway, Big Hard, like I said, what is your...
We're not talking about that. You're right.
What is your opinion, about SmackDown Live?
J-Harv, you can start.
SmackDown. I agree with what you said again. The storyline's actually going really well. I think they're benefiting. SmackDown always benefits, in my opinion, with having less time than WWE to fill. Right. And also having a Friday night, it's more of a party vibe. Storylines are being built very well. I am not going to act like I'm a fan of the Lucha House Party. Not even going to pretend. They can stay where they are. I feel like the hair versus hair, like you were saying, I think it's going to be good, but I feel like we all know where that's going.
Right, we don't
certain orientations.
I'm not gonna do it. I was thinking the same.
No shots. I'm just saying it makes it a little bit more predictable, but
I'm like, we already know
it's a good program. It's a good program for the women's wrestlers. It's different for them. So applause for that.
I thought SmackDown was cool. That was all right. This show was more storyline driven, in my opinion, in comparison to Raw. Once again, shout out to Bianca Belair, even though she did not win the match, even though she was my pick to win, but she still shined out. She definitely gave Tamina a run for her money inside the match too. I do want to bring up Retribution. I thought they did a whole lot better on SmackDown than on Raw, mainly because they really made their presence known in the ring when they came out and they attacked John Morrison and Big E. So I thought that was great. Asuka, I still think it's kind of weird that she's going up against the SmackDown Women's Champion. and the Raw Women's Champion. But hey, you know, I'm an Oscar fan anyway, so more power to you. I think that's going to be fine. Biggie, now look, y'all do know that this whole podcast, we're all Big E fans. So the more shine he gets, the better. So
exactly.
I'm okay.
We all for it.
All for it. AJ versus Jeff Hardy, you know, that was also set up on SmackDown. I don't know. I like AJ. I like Jeff Hardy. I'm not really feeling this match too much, maybe because it just happened. I'll give it more time, but you know, it's going for the Intercontinental title. The build-up is starting to be fine. J. Harv, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I love me some Kalisto. I don't really care too much for the Lucha House Party altogether.
I love Kalisto. I do love Kalisto. I hate the faction. I just want to get that straight.
I get that. I do hate it, but I love to see Kalisto came back. He is in terrific shape coming back. So I look forward to some nice things for him. And then lastly, the show ended off with Braun Strowman. He had a little twist at the end. I wasn't expecting that. I think the bald haircut is kind of generic for big guys in the WWE anyway.
He looked like Big Show a little bit. He looked like Big Show a little bit.
Yeah, I know. That's what he got to look like. But, I mean, overall, like, I like the twist at the end. Like, he showed that he can be just as crazy as Bray. So I think going into SummerSlam, that's going to be a nice little tussle they'll have.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I can see it. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen between the Fiend and the Monster.
The Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
So it looks like...
and also shout out to Alexa Bliss for taking that bump. I don't care how you try to make that work. I mean, shout out to her for taking that bump.
For her to be so injury prone, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That shows what happened when you put somebody in the friend zone for so long. He got mad and just threw it. He said he can't take this no more.
He said, "Bray, you can have it."
Right. So it looks like that's all the time we have for our weekly recap of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. This is Know the Ropes podcast along with Ramblin and Gamblin Sports. They are with the money. Like I said, if you don't talk about dollars, it don't make sense. Like I said, we are KTR_podcast. Make sure y'all go like, follow, comment, subscribe, all that on our platforms and their platform as well. And we are out.